And to shed more light on this move, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Dr. Mohamed Othman, Professor of International Relations. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. A very good evening.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Sir, how do you see this move? As it was said more than once, whether by his administration or by he himself, Donald Trump, he said that he is working or he really wants to be awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize. But what's going on the ground is changing the name or the title of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, saying this is indicating more readiness. Your vision, please.
I think that the Trump administration's decision to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War is indicative of the aggressive nature of this administration. And ironically, President Trump, for his second term during the election, ran on a platform, a foreign policy platform that advocated the idea of peace, of ending wars, and of not engaging in any further hostilities or engaging the United States in any offensive or aggressive military posture. However, the absolute opposite is happening at the moment. As we have seen, he is harassing Venezuela. He actually took military action against Venezuela over the past few days, placing a partial naval embargo on them, bombing some of their ships coming out of their ports, and afterwards changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And before that, even bombing Iran in the middle of a negotiation. Israel did that, of course, and then he sealed the war by destroying the nuclear facilities in Isfahan and Fordo and Natanz. So as you can see, it's rather ironic and borderline farcical that President Trump is going completely against the platform he was running on as a candidate for his second term. President Trump is advocating for a much more aggressive and confrontational U.S. foreign policy that is causing great tension between the United States and countries like China.
He said it himself, Professor Othman, when he said that the new name conveys stronger message. Stronger message to whom? To the world, to his people, to the areas where conflicts are unfortunately fueled by a number of factors, like in Ukraine, Russia, like in the Middle East here, like in Venezuela, as you've kindly mentioned, like in the South China Sea, you name it. Tell me more about these words. Sending a message to whom?
Of course, he's conveying a very dangerous message because no one needs to be warned about the power of the United States. The United States is the greatest and the strongest military power in history, and not even in the current day and age. However, trying to be so provocative as to change the name of the Department of Defense and also pursue a very aggressive foreign policy that is causing a state of continuous tension in the regions you just mentioned, exacerbating tensions in the South China Sea, enabling Israel and emboldening it to carry out naked and ruthless acts of aggression against its neighbors and against the Palestinians, and so on and so forth. Such policies are not spreading peace, are not advocating for any global peace formula. It is rather causing more instability and pushing the world towards more conflict and more wars. And of course, this has caused many other countries like China, like Russia, like India, to try to find alternatives, to push stronger for a multipolar world. And by also investing substantially in the defense industry and the defense infrastructure. They do not want to be susceptible or always vulnerable to such U.S. naked aggression. So unfortunately, President Trump's messaging with regards to the change of name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War conveys the wrong message. It does not point out or shed light on U.S. power. It rather exposes the United States and presents it as an aggressor, as a hegemon, as a country that seeks to engage in basically imperialism and domination.
Well, Dr. Mohamed Othman, Professor of International Relations, thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insight.